What's up, everyone? Another Void back with more Satisfactory Season 2, Episode 20. And just coming over here to the old base, as you can see, there's really not much here. Well, still have our power plant, which is massive now. And we've got a couple of things. Actually, we could probably rip out the old concrete build now. I'll probably end up doing that, because we don't need that anymore. But anyway, we have a bunch of stuff to do with our system. If you watched the last episode, we put copper on the network, ore and ingots in the smeltery. And what I'm noticing is I'm overbuilding, and so we've got a lot of stuff that I have way too many machines up and running, which I really don't need yet, and we don't have a lot of more advanced products. We don't even have an assembly plant yet, and I'm already burning up all my power. So we've got a few things to do, first of which is to fix the fluctuations in our power. I have a couple of ideas, and one of them came from one of Jesse's comments. And then after that, we're going to have to change our system a little bit. We're going to have to take some machines offline. They'll be there for future expansion, but for right now, we don't have the power to really run them until we get to a fuel-burning system, right? Until we're upgrade to the next level of power, we just aren't going to have enough. And I'm not building another 2.4 gigawatts of coal. I'm just not doing it. It's crazy. And we also need to update our system to the 4-car standard that I set up 2 or 3 episodes ago. We've got issues with some being 2-car and some being 4-car, and it's creating loading problems. So we're going to fix those too. So let's get down here and figure out what's wrong with our coal system here. Hopefully that's a big enough jump to make it. And I got something planned. I'm just hoping it works. Hey! It doesn't matter how fast you're falling, the hover pack will save your butt, apparently. Alright, let's go check some stuff out over here. And I want to go down without turning my thing off. There we go. So we've got fluctuations. And I think Jesse was saying one of these is not hooked up. One of the machines is not hooked up. Oh, right there. I misclicked. Nice, good call, man. Good looking out. So there's one of our problems. That'll give us 75 more megawatts right off the bat. Nice. Now that guy's up and running. In fact, let's draw down a line so I can just look at what's going on. Okay, let's check this guy out. I wish the wall sockets would allow for that. So, it didn't fix the fluctuations, but at least it gave us 75 more megawatts of power, right? Yeah, there's no way that fixed the fluctuations. We've still got fluctuations. Usually it's at the end. Maybe it's usually water if it's this late in the game. Let's look. Yeah, water is dead. Now, why? Why is... Oh, you know why? Because I don't have something connecting these two pipes. Well, that's my first problem. So let's fix that. So when you have overflow, you want it to flow around to the other system. Why don't we see if we can get something... We really need to be able to fly over here. Can I just do this? Let's see. I was setting up some Hypertube stuff off camera. Trying to get the Hypertube network set up so I can do a little bit less... this is really just temporary. A little bit less running around by hand, because it just takes a lot of off-camera time. And it'd be nice during a video to not have to shut the video off just because I have to go to a different part of the factory. That'd be nice. But I worked out a cannon that was pretty cool, but it takes over 100 megawatts to run it. So again, we're just not at that point where we can run those kind of systems. I'm just going to go with that, and I think it's fine. I think that'll... Yeah, that's going to help with the flow rate, because we actually have... Oh, also... Yeah, that connects... Okay, we got to do it down here too. What that does is connect top and bottom pipes, because you actually have different amounts of extractors, water extractors, on both those pipes. One has 2, one has 1. And I forgot to connect the back end so it can actually help the flow kind of even out. And that's how you can get 3 extractors to 8 coal plants, is you have to connect the system like that so the extra can flow to the other side. So I think, who's not getting enough water? Was it... Well, that guy is now for sure. This guy probably wasn't. Well, everybody is now. Are we good to go now? It was that easy? Let's check down here again. Because I know I saw a guy down here who had issues. Let's see if he's fixed. Maybe that was it. Just had to connect the 2 ends like that and hook up that one generator who wasn't doing anything. But yeah, the coal is all balanced out. There's been plenty of time for the manifold to even itself out. There we go. Okay, well, I think it's done. Let's go check. No, let's go check this guy. It should be all evened out now. See, there's still some fluctuation. I wonder if it's on the other system. There shouldn't be any fluctuation on this side, because we've got everything we could ever need. Usually when there's fluctuation, one of the water reservoirs is dipping pretty low. So let's go check. These guys are great. And that was really a recommendation from one of you guys, is to have the water literally right there. Great recommendation, great system, it's totally working just fine. Same amount of pumps, it's just working perfectly. Let's go check the other system, which is the older system and has the water coming from up in the lake, which we really could move that to over here. We could just use the same pumps right here, or the same pipes, except I'd have to put the pumps here. We'd have to go a little bit over and just put it in. But I could have another set of 6 right here. We might have to do that. Let's go check these guys. Maybe they're having water issues too. But these are connected as far as I know. That guy's good. What about this guy? They're good too. I don't know. Who's the person that's having an issue? Is it coal? No, the coal's there too. Do we have bioburners on? I don't think so. We have 2.4 gigawatts in here, so is it this guy? These look fine too. I don't see any issues. Everybody's got 100 coal and a full thing of water. We should have no problems in here. That's strange. That's just weird. Let's go check this power pole. See if we can see. Is it just a temporary thing? It might be temporary, except why is it dipping like that? All these plants. Well, I didn't check every one of them. Seem okay. I don't know. There's plenty of water. Let's just go all the way down the line. We should have 2,400 megawatts here. I don't know why it's not saying 2,400. No power. This guy's not getting enough coal. Is the belt empty when it gets here? It kind of is. We're running out of... Yeah, we're just really quickly, like, running out of coal. So they're not getting enough coal. We probably have a Mark 1 or 2 belt or something down here. I can't get in there. This one looks okay. I don't know, I thought that looks like it's going pretty fast, so I think that's okay. That one looks okay. These are all Mark 3s. Just not getting enough coal in here. Well, let's go check. Maybe, I don't know. This looks like it's coming in really nice. It might be because we have like a Mark II belt hanging out in here somewhere or something. No, because it would have space, and it's literally full. So I know it's doing 240 at least because it's full. It looks like it's doing 270. It's literally full. 240. And it's got extra coal in there, so it's really loading this belt up. There must be a problem on that line somewhere, because that's one of the longest running belts. I mean, we just did change it, so the manifold might be taking a little while to keep up or to get caught up, but it shouldn't. Okay, these are all stacked. This guy's still taking in coal, but not much. These guys are stacked out too, right? These guys are totally at 100. So the belt, well, there's a gap. Do you see that gap? That's probably the problem. Do we have a gap in here? Do we have a problem in here? I don't think so. I think that's Mark III. I mean, it's going as fast as it can. See how it's like stuttering a little bit? It's Mark III conveyor belt. That's not it. But see, there's a gap. That's the problem, I think. really don't know how to fix that. It seems okay. All these guys are backed up, and then you get down here, and this guy is not. You know, we could bump it to 270. It doesn't... It seems like it should already have enough. It has 240. And 15 times 16... Let's just do the math. 15 times 16... 240. Just like we calculated. You know, it might be getting hung up on all these junctions, I guess. Or just, maybe it's just not full yet. No, 73, it's not going up. 100. This guy's none. Both these guys have none. I find that very odd. 100. 100. 70. It's still not going up. It's still 73. Alright, well, let's bump this one up. Is this guy doing the same thing, or is he good? This side seems to be doing fine, so somehow this is different. There's got to be a Mark II belt in there or something screwing it all up. Yeah, look at this guy's fine. You know what I'm going to do? Before I do that, since these guys aren't running, I'm going to take the splitters off and see if there's a difference here. Let's just take these off. Oop. Got to be able to fly still. What are you doing? Jeez. You know, I'm just going to put a pole in here. And we'll just run this guy over to here. So when I'm in between, I can still fly. So we're going to have to redo that. But let's take... we should have left that. There we go. That's a Mark III. You know what we're going to do? Yeah, that's probably fine. I think we're going to go back to here. And then we're going to run this belt, which means we're going to need somebody over here, right? To catch this guy. And I think I want to say he's 3 high. No, he's 2 high? 2 high, I think. Mark III belt all the way to here? Yeah. Then we'll take these out. We're going to reset these. That'll make sure that all this is Mark III. So now we're going to just do this. And leave a little bit of space. This is the old setup, by the way. This is the one where the belt was up in the air. The other one, the belt's on the ground, which is way easier. And that could be actually the problem, is that the lifts are kind of getting in the way. Maybe they're not picking up fast enough. Alright, so we've got all that in now. We're going to use Mark III belt just because. I know this is going into Mark II lifts or something. And that could be the problem, too. I'm going to upgrade all the lifts as well. It could be that the lifts are just causing issues. So, why don't we do that? And then I'll also upgrade the belt that's going into the... Well, I don't need to, I think. I think that's it. So let's see if that helps at all. It's like there's no coal coming through here. This is so strange. There's just not enough coal. There shouldn't be a gap right there. Mark I belt. You know what? We're going up to Mark III belts for all these. Maybe they're not picking it up off the line fast enough and it's causing a hiccup or something. So let's upgrade all this stuff, and then what we'll do is I'll upgrade all the lifts as well. Because I think maybe that's the problem. Nope. 3. There we go. And I think these are directly going in, so there's no other belt. This is it. The lifts are the belt. There we go. Let's continue to do this down here. And then we'll switch everybody's belt to 3. Like this. So we can make sure they're picking it up fast enough so we don't have gaps and stutters. I think it's just stuttering the belt. Oh wait, there are more tier 3 upgrades to do. I already did all these guys, I think. Because this game, there's like a handoff that happens when you do splitters and stuff. And mergers and everything. Where it has to line up just perfectly. Or it doesn't take it off or doesn't put it on. And so if you have like stuff going into like fast to slow belts and just different things like that, it can cause a real problem. Like right here, see how it's stuttering? it shouldn't be stuttering. So we've got an issue right here. We've got issues right here with stuttering. So we're going to redo these. And maybe it's doing this thing is making it stutter. We'll reset these, but I might have to set these by hand. And I mean, that's fine if that's the case. That's how I used to do it. But I shouldn't have stutter steps like that. Because that's what's creating this gap. Watch, see that gap? That's from stuttering. Why is it stuttering? It's Mark III. Let's take these out. We'll do it here too. Oh, look, it's not stutter. No, then it starts stuttering. Is it somebody down here doing it? Oh, there's something weird. All right, let's just do it like this. That could have been it. Could have been stuttering off that guy. All right, let's get this back in and see if we just fixed it. Let's line that up. Line all these up again. Maybe just the old way I was doing the system, like, was making the belt stutter. All right, let's get all this in before we have a problem. And these two guys. There. Now, they're going to have to fill up because they just burned a little bit of coal. Just a tiny bit. Then we should get back to a full belt. It's not stuttering so far, but there are lots of gaps. At a certain point, it should have half the belt should be full. That's what I'm looking for. When you see it back up and stutter like that, you got a problem where it's not picking it up right. You got a splitter issue or a merger issue. See how it's... This one's doing it too. Do you see that? See the stuttering? Let's see if we can fix this one first. We'll worry about that one later. Alright, that's better. And this belt should be... Well, yeah, it should be half full when we're all done. It's said and done. Alright, these guys were already up to 100, so they should start letting go of any excess and just picking up what's needed. Which means we should have a half-full belt coming up very soon. Now these guys should get more. We should see more coal coming down here. More coal should be making it to the end. And I think that's what's happening. This guy should go up. Yeah, there we go. See, 74, 75. These guys are getting coal now. Yep, I think we just fixed it. We had a stutter. So let's look and make sure this guy doesn't have any stuttering. He's full. Look at this guy. He's seriously full. Nice. We're good to go on this side. These guys have no problems at all. Alright, so I think we fixed it. I think we found the problem. We had the stuttering belt because of that, one of the end guys down here. Right, yeah, one of the end guys right there, one of the end splitters was not hooked up in this way, the new way that we've been doing it, and it was stuttering. It's causing the belt to stutter. So I think it's good now. We're still going to have some stuttering on this, though. Oh, no, we're good. 2400 flat now. Okay, we fixed that. Let's move this guy, because I want this guy still, but I don't like him clipping, so let's just change this. We'll do it like this, same way we did do it. No, we want power line to here, and we'll just take this guy out. Okay, sweet. Well, let's check that off the list. One thing down. Let's go look at some other stuff. What are we going to do next? We need to reduce items per minute. What I mean by that is take some of those units offline. We don't need, you know, we don't need to input, you know, okay, so let's start from scratch. We're picking up 2 pure copper nodes, right? That is actually 480 copper ore per minute, which is 480 copper ingots per minute, okay? So we don't have a copper works yet, but if we did, we can't use more than 480 per minute because that's all we're producing. So that's why I think those billboards with the items per minute is going to be so valuable, so that I can remember how many items per minute does this thing produce, because I can't consume more than that downstream, or we're going to have train issues, right? We're going to be underproducing the raw materials we need to produce downstream, and I would rather use more of my power upstream and produce enough and have a free-flowing system than I would to have these massively overproduce systems. Now, there is one time when it is okay, I think, to overproduce, and that is when you want a burst system, right? So what I mean by that is, let's say all of a sudden you need 1,000 beams, or you just picked up 2,000 beams and you just drained your inventory a little bit. Well, it is nice to have a bunch of machines that'll kick into action and get that 1,000 back for you really fast. That's not a big problem, okay? Because while you're going to do 1,000 really quickly, you're not, over time, you're not burning more than X per minute of your ingots. So yeah, that train can go back and pick up a whole trainload of ingots, and it's fine because you're not going to need beams again for a long time. So that's an okay system. A burst system is okay, so long as you don't go into a continuous build system, and now your upstream products can't keep up. And actually, that can happen when you first put a system online. Is you're going to really start consuming those raw materials, because my systems have big buffers. Those 4-car trains full of items is a huge amount of stuff to be moving at one time. And so that puts a big strain on the system in the beginning until we get caught up and we have nothing to burn, right? So I don't know. I'm going to take a few things offline. It's really going to get me some power back. Then we can start building like the assembly plant and start really taking out this old system we've got over here and take it offline and get some power back even from that. So actually, you know what? We could probably do that right now. Why don't we just offline some of these old systems and get some of our power back that way too? I'm going to probably take some damage from that. Oh, cool. So let's do that real fast too. It's not, well, it is reducing items per minute, right? I'm going to change that. Really what it is no, it is reducing items per minute, because I really think the main offender is the ironworks right now. We set up the ironworks to consume like 1,200 ingots per minute, and we're not close, even remotely producing that many ingots per minute. So that's why you see a couple of, iron ingot trains at the depot just waiting to fill up, because we're just not producing that many iron ingots. But we're demanding a lot of iron ingots, which is the funny part, right? So I think we'll leave most of this online. I did take a little thing out from there off camera a little bit. I'll leave all this too. I'm just going to delete it, and I'm not going to save all the parts because I had so much ore and stuff to deal with. I'm still dealing with it from the last time I did that. Let's turn these guys off, though. I don't need this anymore. That should save a lot of power off our grid. I'm just going to delete that as well with the sim. And I really don't need this pole anymore even. Or this pole. I'll use it for flying. There we go. So that should help our system, not tremendously, but a lot. It's hard to tell. Yeah, we dipped down a little bit. Max consumption 1,600 now. That gives us a little bit of space. Let's get back to the main base here. I changed my mind. I think that the update to 4-car standard is actually a little bit more important right now than reducing the items per minute, mostly because I feel like we're okay on power right now. Am I still going to reduce some of the machines we have online? Yes, because I don't think we have enough actually to get up to tier and 3, 4 items in factories, okay? And then we still have to do tiers 5 and 6 in factories after that, before we really do get fuel. Fuel comes, I want to say, in tier 6 kind of later. And so we have a ways to go until we can do that. And we want to get like industrial case steel beams or whatever, and motors and stuff. We want to get those factories set up too. So I'm going to balance these. We're going to start with ores, okay? So I'm over here at the coal ore station. This is one of the first ones we set up. It's actually the second one we set up. As you can see, the cans are all kind of really the old style. They're not even updated with the big cans or anything. So we're going to be fixing that too. But why don't we come down here first? I want to put in a 3 to 4 system here, like we did for the limestone we did for the concrete plant. We're just going to put it right here on this platform, because it's like just good to go, ready, and I think we have plenty of space for it. So I'm just going to go out. I don't know. How many? Wait, what do we have here? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be plenty. 6. That should be plenty. We might have to change the way that the coal is coming in, but I think this should be plenty. Let's give ourselves an extra 2 to work with here, and I'm gonna want a way to fly, because right now the hovering is becoming a problem. So why don't we get some hovering action going on up here? We'll put something Like, oh my god, this guy's going to start talking again. We'll put one there, and we'll put one over here. So this platform should be covered as far as being able to hover. Just nicely, just fine, right? Let's hook up to that guy. There's going to be some clipping, which I guess is okay. Really don't know how we can not clip doing this. There we go. Okay. Yeah, a little bit of clipping. It is what it is. Now we can hover up here. So we've got those are the inputs right there, and then we're going to actually we need to put in one more floor hole. So we kind of do need to reset these. Let's fly up here and reset this stuff. Now we can go down here. We have our updated floor holes and everything. Let me just drop. Look at that. What a pro. Pro it and don't even know it. Alright, these floor holes might not... oh, God. See, here we go again. What can we throw away? We have too many things. Honestly, I would probably turn off picking up things. If I pick it up, I probably don't care about it, to be really honest. Let's pick this up, too. These are probably most definitely going to change. Do we want to just... nah. We'll leave those the way they are because I don't want to screw around with everything. So now what we're going to do is... I can't see a damn thing. Oh, there we go. There are new floor holes. Maybe we should have this stuff come in... most of the floor holes are on that side. So really, we should have it come in on this side and go out that side. This guy is definitely going to clip now. Yeah, probably going to. Because we have 3 stacks of stuff here, which is not as bad as a 4x4. Those are a lot worse. Let's get that stuff hooked up here. So it's going to be 3 going in, right? And we actually can do it like that. Now, that'll mess it up. I don't want that. That'll mess it up. Let's just do it way over here, I guess. Plenty of space to get these all in there, and they all have to be going the same direction. There we go. And that's going to go into 6 splitters. So again, we're going to need kind of plenty of space, but let's put in the 4 mergers first so we can see where we're going to end up. So we're going to end up like this. There we go. Boom. Okay, so the splitters can really go right here. And I know this isn't super necessary, but I would like it to load at a constant speed, because what if we are pulling in a lot of coal and the imbalance is what's causing our trains to go slower? So if we have the technology, why don't we do it? Why don't we use it, right? Let's not hook those up yet. Let's hook up all this stuff first. So looking at the image that I have set up here, as you can see, I have a little website I bookmarked. It's actually an image, a bunch of images of different ways you can set up these loaders, or these balancers. I've found some of them to not be actually, they don't work that well. The 4x4 doesn't really work. One side's lopsided, and I'm going to try to fix that, but I think the 3x4 does seem to work. Probably better than I can do it, at least. Okay, let's start. Alright, so there we go, and again, it's a mess of belts. We don't care about that. We're going to act like it doesn't exist. It just is what it is. It's a load balancer. It's going to look funky, and we really don't have enough space to set it up, you know, to spread it all out, right? So, let me get my dudes back up. I can't tell what time we're at. Okay, there we go. We got about 15 to 20 more minutes, probably, of doing this stuff. Okay, now we have floor holes. So let's get these floor holes in there, and we'll bring them down as far as we can. We're supposed to use this, and maybe we can just extend this out. Let's extend this out, and that will cover the floor holes coming down. It'll make it look more realistic and stuff. There, that's the least amount of clipping possible with that, at least. So that's going to low balance these 3 inputs. And from my experience, this one works decently well from what I've seen. I haven't tested it like I did the 4-to-4. We saw that that one was not working. But this one seems to be working a little bit better. You can see it's pretty balanced. See, this side gets a little bit more. The top's getting more. Maybe it's about the same. Actually, it's evening out now. There. I think it's pretty balanced. The 4-to-4 did not seem as balanced. But this one seems doing a pretty good job. There we go. Now we have 4. That guy's upgraded to 4. And we might have to do a lot of these, actually. I might do a lot of these off camera, actually. Because they do take a long time. And we have a lot of stuff. We're going to have to belt balance the ore over there, too. Now we have to upgrade this train. See, here's the thing. We have to upgrade all those, update all those. And then we have to update the trains, which means we have to update their systems to take in 4, right? A lot of our older systems are only taking in like 2 cars worth of stuff. The steel mill and the iron smeltery are the 2 systems that are really only taking in 2 cars apiece. And I think the steel mill is taking 3 cars of coal. So I'm going to have to update that for sure. Why don't I do some of those off camera? We're almost done over here, and I know the balancer looks weird, and there's a weird amount of clipping in here, but I really couldn't get that to fit, and I already had halfway built, but when I figured out that that wouldn't work. I'm literally thinking about just black boxing this whole thing, because who cares, man? In fact, let's do that. I'm just going to black box this. There is some clipping there. I would like to handle that. The clipping just becomes a real problem, and I just don't want to handle it. It's like not worth the work, you know? To handle the clipping in the game, to deal with the structures and stuff. I'd rather just hide it. So that's what we're going to do. We're literally just going to hide this. Yeah, that looks good. And then, oh, okay, I got to go like that, and then I got to pick it up like this. Nah, let's do it like that. I'm just going to literally box this whole thing in, because I really wish there was like a balancer item in the game. That'd be kind of cool. I know a lot of people probably like to do it by hand, but I'm fine with just having a balancer item. You know, I think that'd be a good idea. I mean, the balancer item can still be something that you have to work with, right? It could be something that's not just it works, you know, right away or something like that. So that's good. Now, why don't we just do this, and then we'll call it good. Right? Actually, I would kind of like at least this to be up here. I will fix the, the power and stuff, because, I mean, it's doing major clipping now, and it's not that hard to fix, actually. We can put some wall things in here, too. So why don't we do this? Let's get this guy over here. Let's kind of reset everything so it looks kind of awesome. And actually, we could just do this guy to here for a lot of those connections. So that'd be fine. And then we can just do the same thing over here. Like, that's cool too. I don't have it. It doesn't have to be perfect, you know what I mean? So why don't we take this out? Because he's only going to there, right? And then, watch, I'm going to lose my power. Let's hook this guy up before I fall to my death. I'm going to take this out. I'm going to take this out now. And we're going to use this. We're going to go straight to here. We're going to fix these up. There we go. I'll take this out too. We don't need this extra right now, because we have this is all set up, and it's a lot tighter of a system. So this is fine. Why don't we take off of here and put to the center one, because that second one's actually more important. This guy is not as important. So let's take off of this guy and load to this guy. Because we got that 2-car system still going. So we really need to make sure that that guy is getting a lot. Probably not a bad idea to do some over here too. just to get that guy moving, because I know that these guys are having... See, we're just waiting now for these other guys. That's okay. It'll balance itself out. So we've got this now. Let's hook this guy up. We're really just losing time since this is kind of a big problem for us now. Let's put one of these down there, because I think I just deleted everything down here. So we'll go to this side. And then, actually we already have something. Let's just do this. That'll power both of them. There we go. So now everybody should be up and running again. But I wanted to upgrade the miners too while I was out here. And I did want to do that off camera. So let's do that real fast. We're going to need, I think it's like 3 of those portable guys, which is kind of perfect. We have exactly what we need. And then what we'll do is we'll upgrade in place. We might need another one of those, so let's just leave it as is like that. That's going to get us a lot more throughput through here. And then we're going to have to upgrade the belt too, so let's do that. Actually, I think that's already belt 3. This guy's completely upgraded already. And this guy's about half upgraded, so let's actually get him going too. I think he's got all Mark 3 belt. Yeah, this other guy I need to go back and like change his belt out. So, because it's Mark 2 mostly. And Mark 1, I think, even. That's going to upgrade this a lot. That's going to get the system moving a lot faster. And get us a lot more ore per minute. That's going to be awesome. So, let's... Yeah, see, we need one more of these. So let's go make one more. In fact, I'm just going to pick that up. Because that's going to give me the one more I need. And I won't have to walk around with one in my inventory for no reason. Let's put that guy down. And then redraw his belt. There we go. And then repower him up. And bam. There. Fully upgraded system over here. Now we're doing, instead of, instead of 120 times 3, we're doing 240 times 3. So instead of 360 ore per minute, we're going to get 720 ore per minute. That's way better. Especially for our smeltery, because we need to bump that sucker up. Yeah, this guy's jamming now, and I haven't even overclocked him or anything. And it's all balanced. So this system is done, man. This thing is beast. And that ladder still works. We won't hide that. We can leave that. It's okay. A little bit of exposure there is fine. But the rest of the black box stays. Yeah, I like this. It's a little bulky, but I like it. I like it. It's a much better system. It's upgraded. Upgrade complete. And it's coming in a lot faster. Awesome. Awesome, awesome system. Iron is the most important of your minerals, so gotta have enough of it. Gotta have plenty. And the balancer means that these belts are never going to be full, basically. Because we're going 3 to 4, right? Anyway, that's it for that system. I will meet you back at base. Got a couple more to do. Now we have to adjust all these trains. And then we're going to be done. I think there's only a couple more things we need to do. In fact, we can probably get them done on this episode. I would really like to check that off on this episode. But this guy's all done. He looks awesome. We're back here at the steel mill, and off camera I did actually go back up to the coal supply because I did not upgrade the miners to Mark II like I did for the iron. So I went and did that, so we've got 720 per minute coming out of there too. But now what we have to deal with are these guys, and the problem is going to be that I'm going to have to upgrade all these systems because they're not going to take all of this, right? They're not set up to use 4 lines. They're set up to use 2 or 3 lines or something like that. So I think the first thing we do is we go into the steel mill itself and set up the rest of the foundries so that we can have 4 lines in here. And I think it's totally fine to have a little extra in here because we are going to be using a bunch of steel products for like downstream, like for different assembly items and stuff. And it's just a good idea to do that now. And I think this is a Mark II system anyway for belts. So we really need to update how many things are coming in. And really we should update this whole logistics system, which basically doesn't exist. The problem with that would it be a problem? I think it would be, because if we do this, right, we do this, isn't that going to cut these guys off? Yeah, a little bit. Like a lot of it. So I don't know if we can really do anything about the way our system is set up. other than to pull in 4 of these and get 4 of these running, which really is going to be just this side. So we're even going to have to add more trains if we want the other side to run anyway over time. Man, that stinks, kind of. Okay, well, we can do it. But yeah, I think we're going to have to rip this out and start over again, because it's going to be a pain to work with what we've got, because we got to turn all these around and stuff. All right, let me work on that. Let me get this set up off camera real fast, and then we'll put this build back in, and we'll just expand it to 4 lines like all the other builds. Be right back. I ripped everything out, as you can see, and I also adjusted the foundations to the new way we do it so we can avoid floor holes, and I felt comfortable leaving them hanging a little bit because they don't even have support feet right here. So I don't know if the developers left it off on accident or what. Really, they rest on these big, kind of bulky things right here, so I'm using that as a support base. So the way I'm going to do this, Jesse suggested, why don't you just stack all 3 of them right on top of each other? I'm like, that can work. Here's the only issue I see, is that if this guy is taking in, you know, on the merger side and then going forward, he's got to go forward and back. Well, they all do. They all have to come out the sides. And if it's not directly lined up, you got to turn, and then you're in the way of some other things. How would you do that? Well, I guess it would be fine for splitters if you offset them toward the output side, because you have some space to turn, and the other guy can go underneath and go to a lift like that probably. But on the merger side, you can't do that. It's got to drop right into the merger. Well, that's how you do it then. Okay, so I got it now. That's how I'm gonna try to do it, and I think it'll work. First, I'm gonna set one of them up, and if that's true, I can you know, smart all the other guys. Now, it's gonna be coming in that direction. We got to line it up with this output hole. Okay? So I'm going to do it something like that, because we really want the top merger to work. Okay, I don't want that. What did you do? Why'd you do that? Man, that's too far forward, but I think you got what I'm saying here. I want it to line up directly with the merger so that the merger, dude, drops straight down in there, and to keep having this weird bug. I can't look at that or I'm going to have a bug. Okay, that's good enough. I can line it up right there. So I'm going to go with, like, that. Let's try that. Yeah, no, one more back. So why don't I put one more back, right? Right there. That is where I want it. So now I should just be able to line this guy up with that. And that's where I want it. Yep. So then I take this guy and just put him right there. This is where Jesse's genius starts coming into play here. Then I put a merger on top. That's it. That's the whole system right there. Now, it looks pretty, but let's connect it. Okay, let's let the rubber meet the road here. How are we going to connect this bad boy? So the first one's easy. It's just, well, it's not. It needs to be closer than that. That's really far away. I don't like that. That's the only thing I don't like about when it tries to do this, is look how it's going to, like, clip with the other dude. It clicks right in. I don't have to do any belting, but I don't... Well, I guess it's good. It's like a really tiny amount of clipping. It's not that bad. Okay, that works. Now, how do we do this next piece, which is really off from this guy? Actually, that's still on, so we could do the second guy lying straight up, and the third guy could turn and come over. So it would look something like this. This guy goes directly in like that, right? Well, he's receiving. Yeah, he's receiving. So I don't have to turn or anything. But this guy can turn. That's like not that big a deal. So this guy comes down like this, and I just do that. And I believe I can get a turn in here. That's it. And then I just have to line that guy up. And that's it. That's the whole thing. Dude, Jesse, you're the man, bro. That's easy. Another reason we're retooling this. So let's get the second side in. I want to get this guy in too. I want to get all these in. Actually, this guy's already lined up, so that guy's going to be super easy. Alright, let's see what we got. We got one more guy that needs belts over here. Then we've got to route the inputs, because I haven't done that yet either. I think that's everybody. I should see duplication at every turn now, because there are 2 machines on each side. Now we've got 4 belts. So we're going to need... We don't need a belt balancer, remember? Because this is a 4-belt system. We do need a balancer... Well, we don't need a balancer in the steel mill B if we reset up steel mill B to do beams and pipes on one line, right? Like we did the ironworks. And we'll probably be doing that next episode, but let's just... Well, that actually probably would have worked. Let's get this belt out, and let's take the balancer out because we don't need it anymore. Let's just extend these out because we are obviously going to need these to work. Okay, there we go. Remember, this doesn't have the logistics space at the top. So we have to kind of just deal with what we've got. We can draw those belts in now. Now, let's get it all working. Let's deal with the inputs now. So the way we're going to deal with that is we're just going to draw this stuff down, and we probably can use these guys, right? And... Well, first what I'll do is I'll draw the bottom belts out, and then I'll stack on top of wherever these end up. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Almost done with this build, just doing kind of the boring last bit of it right here. Now, these guys, I made some more space over here, so these guys can go out and then around, because there just wasn't enough space otherwise. So let's draw all these guys down. They'll just go straight out. Okay, boom. That's that. Now, what I'm going to do with the iron is I'm just going to draw it down this way and just go down with lifts. So we're going to have to curve it over this way, though. So what I think I'll do is draw the belt down, then bring up lifts, and then I'll mess with it up here. A lot more complicated build, a lot of fun. I got to get some steel beam. Hold on a second. I figured since I'm up here, I might as well update this stuff, and all I really need to do... And now I have to do it with coal. Definitely going to be a bigger episode than I thought. And the train is actually here. I think we're going to save that to the next episode, because we have a little bit more of this to do anyway. This is going to be 2 episodes of me doing updates, because the smeltery over there needs the same thing. There's a couple spots where it needs these kind of updates. So let's just go finish the foundry, at least. And then we can at least get this rehooked up so it'll work. And then we'll figure the rest out later. So we just need to get these guys in. And they're just going to go that direction, I want to say, is okay. Alright, now they have to curve over, but we really want the lifts over here first. I don't know if I can do it from here, because I don't have any belt to connect to. See, they're not going right there, they're going way down here. Let's do this. I think I can connect if I have one of these. So let me get these guys all the way down the line here. Oops. And then I can connect lifts to them. There we go. And then I can point the lifts in the sky, right? Ooh. That's going to be... Well, it's not really a problem. It's just going to be kind of a pain in the ass. Is it receiving? No, now it is. Okay. Nope, wrong. And then this gives me a really easy target to point at when I'm doing the iron. In fact, I really wish I could just draw it over. But it's going to make some really funky looking belts. And I can't. It's going to need some support while we screw around, right? There really is no way to do this. Because we don't have a support for the ceiling. That would be nice, but we don't have that. We could just do some supports down here, just for now, I guess. So now we've got ingots coming back in. But on the side that we have ingots, we don't have coal. And on the side we have coal, we don't have ingots. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that gorgeous, guys? Let's get the rest of this in, and then we can say we're done, even though we can't see the stuff work. Because I got to finish the balancing on the next episode. It's really just editing the trains at this point. Let's go down to here. And then... Oh, let's get rid of that guy. Little rogue dude there. Cool. Now this system, even though it was a lot harder to set up... Well, it wasn't a lot harder, just more belts and stuff, because I didn't design the logistics correctly on this one. Okay, we have one more thing to set up here, because we didn't start this all the way down from here. There we go. Boom. Okay, those are all set up. Now, on the next episode, we're going to finish this by kind of balancing these trains, and then Steel Mill A will be done. Then we're going to go right to Steel Mill B, because now we're going to have 4 lines coming in, and we're going to retool that factory to make it so it's balanced, so we don't have to have a load balancer and have a bunch of problems with trains. So hopefully you liked this episode. Let me know what you think in the comments section. If you're new here, please subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you know when I release videos, which is just 10 a.m. every morning Pacific time, so it's not that hard to remember, but you get a little notification. And if you did like this video, do hit the like button. It does help. I will see you on the next one. Stay frosty.